Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2023 GMC Sierra Elevation 4x4 with the X31 off-road package.
And big thanks to Eagle, Buick, and GMC in Homosassa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're in West Florida looking for a new car, SUV, or truck, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Sierra has been GMC's full-size pickup since 1988, sharing a platform with the Chevy Silverado, which was released in 1999 for its first generation. The 5th generation Sierra that you see here was released in 2019, facelifted for 2022, which featured a redesigned front fascia and an all-new center stack, which gets a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 13.4-inch touchscreen. For 2023, the all-new AT4X AEV edition was released, the AEV standing for American Expedition Vehicles, featuring added reinforced steel skid plates to protect the underbody, steering components, fuel tank, rear differential, and transfer case. We also get 18-inch gloss black AEV-specific rims, wrapped in 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler MT tires, and it's available only on the 2023 AT4X. For 2023, the Sierra is available in 8 different trim levels for the Crew Cab 4x4, starting with the Pro with a 2.7-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and a base price of $47,195. You can upgrade to the 5.3 for the Pro, still with 4x4 of course, sitting at $49,135 for a base Sierra with the 5.3-liter engine, Crew Cab, and 4x4. You can upgrade to the SLE, which gives us the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with the 2.7. The SLE starts at $56,695. The 5.3 a couple thousand bucks above that. About $800 above the 5.3 sits the 3-liter Duramax diesel, which starts at $59,035 for the SLE. The Elevation trim that you see here now gets the 13.4-inch touchscreen infotainment screen, and with the 2.7 it gets a base price of $58,495, with the 5.3 sitting right at $60K. You can upgrade about $600 with the 5.3 to get bucket seats up front, which we have here, which we'll check out, and about $1,000 above the 5.3 sits the 3.0 Duramax, which also has available front bucket seats. Same with all the trims above the Elevation. Above the Elevation sits the SLT, which we've already reviewed in this channel, AT4, which we reviewed for the early part of 2022. We haven't had the chance to review a Denali yet, but we did review an AT4X, and the top of the line trim for the 2023 Sierra is the Denali Ultimate, which starts over $82,000. But here we have the Elevation, which is a feature-loaded bargain brand trim with a 5.3-liter V8 4x4 Crew Cab and the X31 off-road package, with a base price of $60,000 with a 5.3. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your fully redesigned front fascia. It was redesigned for 2022, carried over, of course, for 2023, but it looks really modern and clean. This is probably my favorite looking truck for 2023, with the LED daytime running lights, LED projectors for the high and low beam. That motorcycle over there is really screaming, but the high and low beam have dual projectors for both of them, and it says GMC on this side of the light and Sierra right on the outside. This little airflow pocket, it doesn't seem to be functional, but it does go into the bumper. Not quite sure what the purpose of that is. No front parking sensing. We get tow hooks and fog lights for this front fascia area. I'm going to take another step back. It looks really clean. No front camera, no front parking sensing, but it has literally just about everything else that you could possibly want or need. With this X31 off-road package, we get these super beefy 20-inch rims with the Y spokes, wrapped in 275/60 Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner all-terrain tires, some of the better all-terrains in the business. And as you'll see once you take it out for a drive at high speeds, these tires remain super quiet. You can get a good look at the very aggressive tread pattern. Plastic cladding surrounding the wheel well for this 4x4 truck 5.3-liter V8. Unfortunately, you can't get the 6.2 with the Elevation trim level, but with the SLT, I believe you can get the 6.2, and with the AT4, AT4X, Denali's, of course, 6.2, 3.0 Duramax is really what you're going to be choosing from. We get these running boards, which are about a $700 option, I believe. We'll take a look at the window sticker in one second. We get smart access for the driver and the front passenger. The mirrors, we don't get blind spot monitoring on them, but they're massive mirrors with blind spot pockets, which, in my opinion, that's all you need. My dad has the Ram Longhorn Limited Edition, and even his truck doesn't get blind spot monitoring. The blind spot pockets do a wonderful job. All black trim for the window trim, blacked out B-pillars. We can get a quick look at the window sticker. Hopefully you guys can pick it up, of this 2023 Sierra 1500 Elevation with the onyx black exterior. The interior is jet black, 5.3 Ecotech V8 with dynamic fuel management. That's their cylinder deactivation. I know some of you guys don't like it, but with that cylinder deactivation, you can get 16 city, 20 on the highway, 17 combined MPG. Standard features, you guys can pause, take a look at all of these. Hopefully I can focus the camera to help you guys out. There we go. The base price of $55,200. Options include $1,800 for the X31 off-road and protection package, giving us the off-road suspension, hill descent control, skid plates, heavy-duty air filter, 2-speed automatic transfer case, all-terrain tires, dual exhaust, spray-on bed liner, all-weather floor liners too, which are dealer-installed options. $1,600 for the 5.3-liter Ecotech, $1,500 for this OnStar connected services for 3 years, $800 for the 6-inch black assisted steps, also dealer installed, from bucket seat to the center console, $620 Onyx black for $500, $275 for the trailer brake controller. We had $25 credit since this truck does not come equipped with the 120 volt AC adapter, $50 credit for not getting the steering column lock, which isn't a big deal. What is a big deal is this $445 credit. Why? Because now we don't get the multi-pro tailgate, and in my opinion, that's probably one of the biggest features on all of the new GM trucks. But anyway, $6,625 in total options, $1,795 for the destination charge, $500 for the X31 off-road protection package discount because we don't get the protection package. Not a big deal. My only complaint is that we don't get the multi-pro tailgate. Total price at $63,120. Pretty good bargain considering we get literally just about everything you could possibly want or need. I'm gonna try to refocus this camera so it's not all blurry for you guys. But yes, it's over $60,000 for the truck, but you get the off-road package, 4x4 crew cab, V8, running boards, dual exhaust, and the upgraded 13.4-inch touchscreen with a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Out rear, same rear wheel and tire setup. You get the 6-piece lug pattern, only difference is a smaller brake caliper, leaf springs, heavy duty or upgraded off-road suspension. You can see that red shock absorber out rear. Get a good look at your frame, spare tire, exhaust pipe. Nice. The gas cap is not pushed to open, but you can open it up pretty easily. No buttons or latches to press inside. Easy fill. You could throw 87 octane fuel into the 5.3. I don't believe you could throw 87 into the 2.7 or the 6.2. And of course, the 3-liter Duramax is diesel fuel only. The tailgate says GMC right up top. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. X31 off-road badge in the rear bed area, whatever you like to call it. Taillights are not LED. Halogen for the brake light and reverse light, turn signal on the side too. We get the step, but we don't get the multi-pro tailgate. I wish we had the multi-pro tailgate, but I do like how GM incorporates these steps into the bed, which makes it a lot easier compared to vehicles like the Ram or even the Ford trucks. But taking a step out back, we get the trailer hitch. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly what this truck is rated to tow. Shout out Eagle, GMC, and Buick here in Homosassa, Florida for making this review possible. We get the wiring, harnesses, and connectors right here on the side, LED lighting for the license plate area, GMC Sierra, backup camera, and the zone light. You can press this button, drop the tailgate down. It is damped. We get 12 sets of tie downs in the corners, spray and bed liner, but no multi-pro tailgate. So it's a little bit tough hopping back here. You got to really lift your leg on here, get a little push with your hand. But now that we're back here, we don't get a camera for the mirror. We'll take a step inside, check everything out for the interior, GMC in the bed liner. But what you see is basically what we get. We do get an AC adapter back here and LED zone lights for the bed. We can hop out of here. Not the easiest process without the multi-pro tailgate, but we'll figure it out. This off-road suspension and beefier tires definitely don't make it a lot easier. But we'll take a squat back here, get a good look at the dual exhaust tips and rear suspension area. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 5.3-liter V8 and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 5.3-liter V8 sold by GMC for the 2023 Sierra. It sounds pretty good. Unfortunately, that 2,500 RPM rev limiter isn't going to do it justice, but once you take it out for a drive under load, you'll hear this pretty throaty sounding 5.3-liter V8, making a healthy amount of power at 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, down compared to some of the other V8s in the segment, but made it to this 10-speed automatic transmission. You can still get 0 to 60 around 6.5 seconds. I believe Car and Driver tested it at 6.6, which is very quick for an entry-level, well, not entry-level engine. Technically, the 2.7 is the entry-level engine, but for the entry-level V8 engine, under 7 seconds 0 to 60 definitely can't complain, and still averaging about 17 miles per gallon for the fuel economy. Hydraulic struts are appreciated for the hood, but what you see is basically what we get. The engine's pushed pretty far back, and we get these sticks which stiffen up the chassis a little bit extra too. As you'll see, when we take this thing out for a drive, it has very solid handling for a full-size truck. Yes, it does have a little bit of a compromise of ride quality compared to trucks like a Ram 1500, but the handling is literally night and day. Anyway, we can shut this hood right up. Very easy process to close. The opening function, the hood is a little bit heavy for those struts, but to close, very simple, very beautiful front end styling, especially with those LED daytime running lights. Taking a step inside for this mid-trim, we'll call it a mid-trim elevation with a $60,000 base price. We'll turn these headlights off so that annoying Chevrolet door chime isn't going to be killing us. But up top, we get soft touch materials with wood beneath that, chrome beneath the wood, soft touch beneath the chrome, aluminum door handle lock and unlock, cushy soft for the armrest, auto one touch for the driver for the up and down function, auto one touch for all four for the down. We don't get power folding mirrors, but they're four-way adjustable, leather stitch trim for where your knee will often hit. Ton of storage down below. You'll easily fit a foot long in this pocket. Two 16-ounce water bottles to wash it down. Solid sound system. It's not an upgraded sound system, but it's pretty good for a bass. We get an aluminum kick plate as you step inside. The running boards are also appreciated. They're an $800 option, but they definitely make it easier getting in and out of your 2023 Sierra. No leather seats, but these cloth seats are very comfortable with this premium cloth. And for Florida climates, I personally prefer the cloth seats because they're a little bit softer and they don't get anywhere near as hot in the summertime. They're fully adjustable still with the lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. But taking a step inside, we can really check out the interior of the 2023 Sierra by pressing the start-stop button and firing everything right to life. But first thing we notice outside of the updated 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and 13.4-inch touchscreen is the steering wheel. We still don't have any 10-2 bolstering notches. Most full-size trucks don't. It's still a pretty thick steering wheel with 3 spokes on the bottom, some aluminum-ish faux aluminum trim for the frame of it, rubberized GMC horn area, the horn itself. Very aggressive sounding horn. People will definitely be getting out of your way. On the left side, we have our cruise control settings, forward collision mitigation, and the heated steering wheel button. Voice commands, you can hang up and answer your phone calls, and this controls your infotainment cluster. So we have AM, FM, Sirius, Bluetooth, Google News, podcast, USB. Outside of the radio media, we have a compass, and it also functions as a turn-by-turn because we do have navigation in this truck as well. No phones connected, but that's your phone settings. You can adjust the display layout between classic, progressive, digital, and clean. So classic looks pretty cool. Progressive also looks pretty cool. Digital, I remember I'm not the biggest fan of digital. Not a whole lot's going on. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And clean, I'm not a fan of at all. So personally, I would leave it in classic permanently. I would also try out progressive, see if I like that in the long term. But classic and progressive are probably my two favorites, digital and clean, just not too much going on. On the left side, we have a 140 mile an hour speedometer with a compass in the middle. On the right side, about 5,800 for the tach, coolant temperature beneath, gas level next to it, digital speedo right up top. If you don't want to look at the display layout, we have the rest of the options, left side information, right side information, lower gauges, info pages, units, all adjustable and configurable. Speed warning, speed sign display, software info, and you can return right back to the default. Tire pressure, we also get driver assistance, oil life, brake pad life, air filter life, blank page, info page options, full screen for the digital speedo, drive summary, trip 1, trip 2, timer, and right back where we started. The final screen is the music. We currently have the radio turned off, but you would see everything available. This is where we started too. The dashboard up top, also have touch with some stitching as well. No heads-up display, at least not for this elevation trim. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our electronic parking brake, auto 4x4, 4 high, 2 high, and 4 low. Zone lighting for the bed, interior lighting, auto headlamps, and fog lights beneath that. The stocks, very satisfying click, no rain sensing wipers, but the intermittent function is right over here. Auto high beams, windshield washer fluid with a click of a button. Beneath this little column area, we have our hood latch release. You can get a good look at your pedals too. No power tilt and telescope, but we do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Piano black surrounding the gauge display, but not a big deal because you're not going to be touching this area probably ever. The elevation trim gets the 13.4-inch touchscreen. We can get a quick look at it. Okay, so now the map has loaded up. You can see the response is fantastic. Just like an iPhone, the resolution is perfect. It's Google Maps, so it's going to have some of the best resolution in the business. The map shows you where the gas stations are, shows you if there's any traffic in the area, and the resolution and response, truly excellent. You can see your trailer settings too with the click of a button, trailer light test. So if your trailer's lights don't work, the vehicle will notify you. Beneath that, we have our Bluetooth, map, music, and the home screen. The home screen shows audio, maps, phone, cameras, Google Assistants, and Play Store. The cameras, we can take a quick look at them. We have a rear view camera, and that's it. It has guidance lines and trajectory. You press this trailer button, and now it has a little trailer hitch liner upper, so you can connect your hitch to its receiver. Much easier, but again, that's about it for the cameras. Just a backup camera. The higher trims have a front-facing camera and 360s and all that, but this is just an elevation. It's impressive that we get the 13.4-inch touchscreen with navigation. My personal favorite to look at all times would just be the map, so we'll leave it here. We can take a look at this all-new gear selector, which is new for the post-facelifted 2022 Sierras, controlling the 10-speed automatic transmission. Backup camera, we already took a look at it, but right here, throw right back into drive, and it stays in the backup camera for a second, which kind of helps a little bit, so you can see if anything's behind you. You pull it back for a drive, and you pull it back one more time for the low gear. And with the low gear, this is where the paddle shifters come in handy, because you can adjust between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can start off in 10th gear if you wanted to. Like right now, we're moving in low 10. I'm not gonna go too far because I don't think that'll be very good for this truck, but that's what the paddle shifters are for. I kind of wish the paddle shifters also worked in the high gear, but they do not. They don't work in high gear for a lot of the GM larger vehicles like the Traverse, Encore, Avenir we just reviewed on this channel. I'm not quite sure why they do it. The paddle shifters, I guess, are appreciated for the low gear. It would just be nice if they also worked in the high gear. We get these shortcuts buttons down below. Lane keep assist, auto start stop, we can disable for the purpose of this review. Electronic tailgate release, it doesn't electronically fall back up, but it does fall down. Hazard, traction control, and hill descent control. The volume dial, satisfying resistance. We can turn this audio off so we don't get hit with copyright. Wood trim, aluminum beneath that, some rubberized trim beneath the aluminum. Trailer brake controller, dual zone automatic climate control. You can isolate the heated function for your back, or you can include your butt and back for the heated function. If you don't want to use the automatic climate control, the vent controls are in the center. Solid storage for this area, more storage in the center. This whole truck is impressive when it comes to storage. If that's not enough, next to your knee, you can fit some car accessories in this little pocket too. Wireless charging pad underneath this little console area, and the console itself is massive. We get these cubbies, you can fit quite a bit of junk, some coins, some business cards, or some phone cases. You can fit probably a 6-pack of 2-liter bottles of soda in here, AC adapter in the console, USB-C and USB-A port 2, cubby light in the rear of it. We can put this thing right back, shut this console up. Very gushy soft for this armrest. You'll fit like 3 or 4 full-size arms on here too. Really wide. The glove box, we get 2 of them. The first one, we can pull this latch. It is not the largest, but you'll fit probably around 20 license plates in there. You'll fit a pair of shoes in there too. The top portion of the glove box is tiny. You're not going to fit really anything. You could probably squeeze 3-4 sets of gloves in there. You may fit a shoe in there, but that's really just about it. We can shut this thing up. It is outlined in stitched material though, which is very premium. The rear view mirror, it's not auto dimming. We don't get the camera mirror either, but it's basically frameless, very thin frame. Interior lights are, we'll leave that on. Interior lights are LED. The mirror is also really large. I don't see a light for it. Usually these mirrors are lit, but this one is not. That's why I'm pointing it out to you guys, but the glass itself, it's basically the exact same size as the rear view mirror. Pretty cool. No moonroof or anything on the elevation trim. That's really about it for the front seat, guys. Let's hop out of here. Check out the back seat real quick. Oop, the wind is picking up. It's probably gonna rain pretty shortly. It's probably gonna get dark pretty shortly too, but we'll finish this review right up out rear. Up top, we get soft touch materials, wood and aluminum beneath that, aluminum door handles, soft touch for the center, gushy soft for the armrest, auto one touch for the way down. It's not auto one touch for the way up. You gotta press and hold. Leather stitch trim, well, not leather, but some stitched material for your knee will often hit. The bottom portion, huge pocket. You'll fit a foot long, maybe 2 lengthwise, and a 16-ounce water bottle to wash it down. Additional speaker, running board, no aluminum kick plate like we had up front. The rear seats, ton of legroom. We'll check that out. One of the more spacious back seats in any vehicle. Some secret storage. You want to throw some secret stuff in here, people will probably not check, especially if you have people sitting back here. You can lift these seats up too. Exposes basically a flat floor. If you want to lay a sleeping bag down here in emergency situations, you could sleep in the back of your 2023 Sierra Elevation. Additional storage pocket underneath the seat. You can throw a gun back here, whatnot. I'm not going to give you any ideas, but very practical when it comes to storage. Space-wise, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I got a foot of knee room, ton of knee room for my head, at least like 5-6 inches. It helps because we have this cutout in here, which assists our headroom tremendously. We don't have a third zone climate control, but we do get air vents, USB and USB-C port, 2 cup holders up top too, with a pass-through good spot for a phone. The center cubby, we can check it out. We get a string. We don't have to jab our hand into it. It's nice soft cloth. We get 2 cup holders with these pushy things to keep your drinks in place. You'll fit 16 to 20 ounce bottles and probably a pack of cigarettes or something in the center slot. That's about it for this cubby. You can check out these interior lights, which are LED. That's about it though for the back seat. We got this grab handle, so it's easier to get in and out of the truck, especially for smaller passengers. And with those running boards, very convenient. We'll take a step out of here. That's about it for the inside and outside of this 2023 GMC Sierra Elevation with the X31 off-road package, crew cab, and 4x4. This is a beautiful truck. For the $60,000 price point, I understand we're getting up there in price, but we're also up there in features. Honestly, the only thing this truck doesn't have are leather seats. And for the Florida climate, especially in the summer, if you're gonna have a black interior, I personally prefer cloth. That's about it, guys. Let's take this truck out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2023 GMC Sierra Elevation with the X31 off-road package. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice, just like all GM vehicles, the steering feels good. Like, even for a full-size truck, it feels on-center, direct. The body roll feels limited. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit more bumps compared to a Ram, but compared to like an F-150, the ride quality is, in my opinion, the same. The F-150 has significantly more body roll compared to the Sierra 2. If I was comparing this to an F-150, I think the new Sierra does literally just about everything better. There are a couple of features that Ford offers with the F-150 that we don't have here, but we're comparing like base trucks right now compared to like an XLT. I think this is a nicer overall truck as far as performance and like ride quality. Let's take it out for the drive and find out. One thing you got to give F-150 is their engines, just about all of them make more power than this 5.3. All right, guys, we can take a step out onto this road, lean into it about halfway. Ooh. Yeah, picks up speed well. Not the most low-end punch, but on this rough pavement, bumps there, the ride quality is fantastic. This off-road package definitely helps, but even without the off-road package, I'm telling you, this is a comfortable feeling truck. We'll try out a real-world turning radius. The brakes aren't the most confidence-inspiring. You got to really lean into that brake pedal to get this vehicle into a complete stop. Turning radius, also not the best, but on the gas, woo! Yeah, this thing can get up and go. And at highway speeds, the steering gets a little bit more floaty. You can move the wheel about a 1/4 inch before the vehicle actually starts to change direction. But it's very quiet. Road noise, quiet. Wind noise, also quiet. I feel like the Avenir, the Enclave Avenir we just reviewed in this channel, was a little bit quieter in the interior, but it also had dual pane windows and it wasn't as high up off the ground. This is still a super quiet truck. I love the way it looks. We'll get out of these bikers' way real quick. Okay, nice. We'll slow down a little bit, try a little highway pull, see if this thing got some get up and go once we're already moving. But okay, already moving. On the gas. Woo! Yeah, this thing can pull. The transmission shifts very smoothly and very quickly. Very similar to like the Ford transmission. I believe Ford and GM co-engineered this transmission. And I feel like in the Ford's application, it's a little bit snappier of the shift, but in this application, it just feels more luxurious and smoother. And just cruising along at the highway speed, it doesn't take a ton of throttle to keep this thing moving. We do have dynamic fuel management, which is the cylinder deactivation. So you do have to keep your foot in the gas pedal a little bit more than like a Ford 5.0 engine, but the Ford 5.0 engine is also not gonna get quite as good a fuel economy as the 5.3 with the dynamic fuel management. The visibility is also great. We have excellent visibility out the rear. We don't have that 5th window in the glass out rear, which actually helps the rear visibility in my opinion. The side mirrors are massive. We don't have blind spot monitoring, but these blind spot pockets really help eliminate just about every blind spot. All right, guys, taking a step out onto this road, we should be able to try out some twisties, especially with this guy out of our way. Let's go. Okay, we don't have to go too fast through the twisties because it's still a pickup truck, but throwing it in faster than we should. Steering feels pretty good, not great, but for a truck it feels good. Body roll is amazing for a truck, or the lack of body roll is amazing for a truck. My dad has a Ram 1500 Longhorn limited edition, and I would never even consider going through turns at this speed in his truck. The GM trucks are truly fantastic when it comes to handling. For a truck, of course. We're not talking about like a Camaro or a Corvette, but for a truck, wow. All right, guys, one more time through the twisty. The steering feels good. These bikers, I don't know what they're doing. They must want to die or something, because this is just not the road to be driving in the middle of, just like I'm currently doing right now. But okay, more twisties. Woo, feels good. All right, last twisty. We're gonna hit this one without barely even slowing down at all. We'll see what the body roll is like. It's just ridiculous. This is a pickup truck. I'll take a step out onto this multiple lane highway one more time, and on the gas. Woo. Guys, this thing is a nice truck. The 5.3 is really all you need. If you're looking for a full-size truck, you want all the options and features, you don't need leather seats, you're more than happy with a V8 4x4 crew cab truck with the off-road package, beefy wheels and tires, black rims, beautiful. I think it's really beautiful, but you don't want to pay more than 65,000 bucks. The Elevation with the X31 off-road package, 4x4 and crew cab is a great way to go. I would 100% recommend checking this one out. If you're looking for a sub $65,000 truck with all the options, all the features, good looks, and a V8 engine, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Sierra Elevation crew cab 4x4. And a big thanks to Eagle Buick and GMC in Homosassa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Homosassa, Wekiwachi, Crystal River area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel too. And I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.